Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Amelia Marquez. In tonight's news, mothers who give birth to drug-addicted babies will not be charged with a felony after a change in the state law. A fire at Country Club Apartments in Tullahoma leaves 11 families without a home. House Speaker Beth Harwell says she won't seek a vote on Governor Bill Haslam's plan to expand TennCare coverage, and we'll speak with the base commander from Arnold Engineering Development Complex. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
If you're in the market for a new vehicle, Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac is worth the short drive for savings that can't be beat. Take home this 2015 Chevy Equinox, 0 down, just $299 a month. Or how about this 2015 Chevy Silverado Double Cab, 0 down, just $369 a month. And as always, we will match or beat any dealer's price. So come check us out or visit us online at stanmcnabb.com. But please don't forget, when it comes to the best deals, if anyone can, Stan can.
Time to get fit, Tullahoma, and register today for the I Am for the Child Family 5K Run and Walk. You'll be proud to know you're supporting the Children's Court-Appointed Special Advocate, or CASA, while running or walking Saturday, April 9th at Fraser McEwen Park at 8 a.m. Pre-register at active.com for $25 or starting at 6:30 a.m. the day of the race. Special thanks to these sponsors: Chick-fil-A, Light Tea, City of Tullahoma. Click on active.com and register for the CASA 5K Family Fun Run and Walk.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. State lawmakers have refused to renew a controversial statute that allows felony murder charges against mothers who give birth to drug-addicted babies. This as Coffee County prosecutors charge a woman with second-degree murder under the law, which will go away July 1st. A House committee dropped the law in a bipartisan vote Tuesday. Opponents say the law discouraged women from seeking addiction treatment and might have increased the abortion rates. It's not clear if sunsetting the law will impact murder charges against Brittany Evans, age 28. A Coffee County grand jury indicted her under the law in January. District Attorney Craig Northcott says Evans' baby died shortly after birth due to methamphetamine addiction.
11 families lost their homes in a fire that damaged a 16-unit apartment building in the 400 block of College Street Tuesday afternoon. The Tullahoma Police Department arrived on the scene and first began evacuating the building. Tullahoma firefighters arrived at Country Club Apartments moments later to find smoke billowing from the first and second floor windows. Fire crews worked to subdue the stubborn fire that had originated behind the walls and in the attic. Tullahoma Fire Chief Richard Shasteen said, in quote, "Our fire crews did an amazing job with an aggressive interior attack to get ahead of the fire and prevent it from spreading," end quote. No one was injured in the fire, but 11 families whose apartments were damaged and currently staying with family or being assisted by the Red Cross. The fire appears to have originated near the heating and air unit and traveled inside the walls into the upstairs apartments. The exact cause of the fire remains under investigation. Personnel from Coffee County EMS, Manchester Fire Department, ADC Fire Department, and Tullahoma Utilities Board assisted with the effort.
House Speaker Beth Harwell says she won't seek a vote on Governor Bill Haslam's plan to expand TennCare coverage to include some 230,000 uninsured Tennessee citizens. Harwell was responding to a series of privately funded billboards across the state, urging citizens to call her and demand a vote. Some 20 billboards have been placed across the state, including one in Tullahoma. Tullahoma Republican State Senator Janice Bowling was one of the senators who voted to kill Haslam's TennCare expansion plan in the Senate committee last year and has rebuffed any effort to revive the initiative. Harwell says Haslam has dropped Insure Tennessee for now, and she won't introduce it in the House. Insure Tennessee would be funded with mostly federal funds from the Affordable Care Act. Tennessee hospitals have pledged to pick up any uncovered cost.
Tennessee Education Commissioner Candace McQueen has announced Wednesday a roster of state business, education, and community leaders to serve on the Career Forward Task Force. The group will examine and explore ways to better engage students in their academic preparation, personnel and social development, and workplace readiness. The task force includes a broad spectrum of stakeholders from the business, education, government, and communities across the state. The group will meet monthly throughout the spring and summer to learn, listen, discuss, and craft recommendations to strengthen the connection between K-12 education, post-secondary, and the workforce. They will work to define career readiness and the milestone necessary to prepare a student, as well as developing recommendations to align current workforce needs across the education spectrum.
A convicted drug offender has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against Coffee County, claiming he was denied medical treatment and assaulted by fellow inmates while incarcerated at the now-closed Coffee County Jail. John Lawrence, age 39, filed the civil rights action against county sheriff, county general government, a medical company, and a doctor in the U.S. District Court in Knoxville. Lawrence claims jailers denied him use of prescription drugs to treat mental illness and were negligent by allowing his assault by cellmates. The Chattanooga Times Free Press says Lawrence was held in the Coffee County Jail last spring for a probation violation. He has since been transferred to a state prison serving time for a Franklin County drug violation. County Attorney Robert Husky says he hasn't reviewed the details of the man's claim as of yet.
Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester is your home for both new and pre-owned trucks. We have a huge selection of over 200 trucks to choose from. Check us out on the web at russellbarnett.com and view our great selection. We are your truck headquarters, and we want to be your one-stop shop. That's Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester, your truck headquarters. Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Tom Corrington spoke with the base commander of Arnold Engineering Development Complex. Let's watch part 1 of that interview.
2015 was a big year for us. Obviously, new commander. I came in July. But early on in the year, we started down and accomplished the new contract structure, which was a big deal. Our workload increased somewhat in 2015. So.
Yeah, even though you were sort of reducing forces as well, that was a little bit. Yeah.
So yeah, we're always making adjustments to the size of the workforce, but it stayed pretty stable through the year. But we're busy, and there's a lot going on, a lot of great programs.
Yeah, I think everybody was a little bit surprised at that. We thought things were kind of slowing down, and all of a sudden you had a really full year.
Sure.
Well. Anything in terms of your mission, anything in particular that you can think of last year that
Probably the biggest change we made was the Combined Task Force organization. So we went from having divisions and people from all the divisions working on specific tasks. We changed our organization such that we call it Combined Task Force. And that is, there's one person in charge of a specific sub-area of Arnold. So there's a propulsion combined task force, there's an aero combined task force, there's a space and missiles combined task force, so that one person in charge, one person the final responsibility and the accountability for what goes on there.
For each
of those.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a change for Arnold. It's really the way Edwards and Eglin have been operating for a long time.
How about money? you had, of course, we're in the middle of your fiscal year 16, I guess, but that worked out okay for fiscal 15. And how does it look these days for 16 and up?
Well, we have the Air Force as a whole. The Chief of Staff has said we need to recapitalize our Air Force, and so the Air Force has committed significant resources to Arnold, because Arnold is a big part of, as you know, when we want to bring new weapon systems in, Arnold's where it all starts. Our wind tunnels and our engine test facilities, and so we have really opportunities in terms of resources. We've been given from the Air Force adequate resources, and our challenge is going to be to make it all work and get it all through here. So on that side of things, and Congress has provided a somewhat stable budget environment for the next 2 years. So
2 years,
at least 2 years, we know, right? So going into the presidential election, so in terms of financial resources, we're doing well. We're okay.
Let's go ahead into 2016 and beyond. What anything in particular noteworthy that you'd like to talk about?
Well, the big thing that's in front of us, there are two fairly large things happening. The first one is we call it FARM. We're not buying a farm, but it stands for Facilities Acquisition and Restoration and Modernization. So the Air Force and the Department of Defense has committed significant resources to us to really upgrade and modernize a lot of the things we have out at Arnold.
The facility, the physical plant, yeah.
Bring them back to the standards that they were in their original state. For a while now, we've kind of had things, because we've been resource constrained, we've kind of had things in a way degrade a little bit, and we're going to go in, and it's really over 5 years. It's about $300 million over 5 years. Go in and restore and bring back capabilities that have over the last 20 years or so degraded. So a significant opportunity for us. And we also have an opportunity on the hypersonics side of things,
right,
where the Chief of Staff has said hypersonics is one of our game-changing technologies that we want to look at. And so the Department of Defense has really committed about $350 million over the next 3 or 5 years to Arnold to upgrade and improve our hypersonics research facilities. And so those are substantial commitments. There's going to be a lot of great things going on. We just got to make sure we're good stewards of those resources and do it right.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up after these messages.
Here at Stan McNabb Collision Center, we work with all major insurance companies, and we get the job done right the first time, on time.
Well, I grew up in Tullahoma. We'd always done business with Stan McNabb, so when we needed collision service after a run-in with a deer, we knew to call those guys. We already had trust with them. We called Cody. He took great care of us. He kept us posted every step of the way, and we couldn't have been more pleased.
Getting your vehicle back to pre-loss condition shouldn't be a headache. So in event of an accident, contact me, Cody Hall, at Stan McNabb Collision Center.
The Animal Shelter has served Tullahoma dogs for nearly 30 years. Now, you can help us build a bigger and better no-kill shelter. Your tax-deductible gift is matched dollar for dollar. So come on, bark it forward and donate now to have your tax-deductible gift matched. Make your check payable to the COT Shelter Building Fund and go to tullahomatn.gov to see all the unique gifts available for your generosity. For more details, you can call City Hall at 455-2648.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. Jim spoke recently with Jimmy Dale, who is the new Assistant Executive Director of the Life Care Center in Tullahoma.
I previously came from Athens, Tennessee. I was an administrator in training there, and so a couple months ago I transferred over here to take on a new role.
So have you been in the life care system for a while?
Yep, I actually started out working with life care in Ottawa. While I was in school, I worked there as a valet, and I worked in dietary, and I worked in housekeeping and different wherever they needed me, really. And so from that experience, I decided to try to further that and move up and see what I could do with that. So that's brought me to where I am today. Good to know, everything that's going on and how to do everything that's going on in the facility and things like that. So I appreciate the fact that I was able to do that. I think it helps me do what I do.
I would kind of imagine that what you do is really pretty rewarding, because you guys are helping a lot of folks.
Oh, it definitely is. Yep. Every day, you see people smiling, getting better, getting healthier. You get both sides of it, of course, because we have some people that are near the end of life, and that's rewarding too, because we get letters from families thanking us for helping them during that phase, and it's good to see that appreciation and people see the hard work that we put into that, and it definitely is rewarding in a lot of different ways.
Not everyone, however, who comes to your facility is necessarily at the end of their life. There are some folks who come there and take advantage of probably your skills.
Yep, we have a rehab department, and we do inpatient and outpatient rehab. So some people are there that don't even necessarily stay there. They're just there doing rehab therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, different things that they can do to get better and get healthier and get back to everyday living.
You guys really work hard at, I think, keeping these people involved in life and doing interesting and fun things for them.
Yeah, I know. Glenda, our activities director, was here on this show actually a couple weeks ago, I think, or months ago, I don't know. But we definitely try hard to maintain that, and we have a ton of activities on the slate. We have a full calendar, every hour, every 30 minutes something new is happening, and we try to appeal to personal interests as far as, if someone doesn't like any of the activities that we offer, we'll talk to them and see if there's anything else we can offer to help them. We've been here a long time too, and that's another, I think, benefit for us. Life Care has been serving this community for 40 years.
Yes.
And I
was just a kid when I first came here.
Yeah. I've heard great things about it, so I feel like I'm in a good situation, I have people have kind of paved the way for me, so I'm just here to hopefully carry that on.
Well, I kind of think you enjoy what you're doing, because you smile about that and you seem excited and enthusiastic about it.
I love it.
And it's really a great thing that you do for our community, and certainly a tremendous asset for people to be able to have the use of that facility that honestly cares about people, and I think you guys do, because I've seen it firsthand a number of times. Well, welcome to this community.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy your time here in Tullahoma. You're probably moving up to bigger and better things in a few years, I understand. But
so far so good. I'm loving it here. Okay. Everyone's been great.
Stay with us. We'll be right back in a moment.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gotta be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community, because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell stopped by our studios to offer some advice on what to do when the traffic lights are not working.
Last week we had some storms that knocked out a couple traffic lights, and last night when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about one of the Andy Griffith episodes. I guess I can say Andy Griffith. I guess I can promote a show.
Absolutely.
but it's where Barney is trying to teach Otis how to drive. Yeah, because I was thinking last night I need to bring in a whiteboard and draw an intersection and, you know, get some magnetic cars and do all this. And I thought about Barney. He drew it on the floor. Yeah. And him and Otis got down on their hands and knees, and Barney said, okay, I'm in this car approaching this stop sign. What do you do? And Otis just revs it up and crashes into Barney. Yeah. You know, and Barney obviously taking it serious, sure. Otis laughing. Oh, sure. Well, you know, we kind of have, when our lights go out, it's almost like Otis crashing into people. And it's something I felt, okay, we need to share this again. There's two instances. One is when our traffic lights go completely dark. Nothing's working. And the other is when they go to a flashing mode. When they're completely out, you've got to treat that intersection as a four-way stop. Pull up, you know, who has the right of way, who got there first, all that type stuff. And you got to be careful, because you're going to have that person, that Otis, who's going to come barreling down the road, and regardless of what that light's doing, they're going to go through that intersection. Right. You've got to be extremely cautious. And the other is when they go to flash. Generally, it's one side will be yellow and the other side will be flashing red. If it's flashing yellow, you treat it like a yield. You approach it, you slow down, you make sure it's clear, and you go through the intersection. If you're approaching the red flashing, you treat it as a stop sign. You pull up, stop, and you wait till it's clear to go through. Sounds simple, but inevitably what will happen, you'll have someone coming down facing a yellow light, and they'll stop. Maybe they're trying to be nice to let that other side pass through, but let's take Jackson Street, where you got two lanes going which direction. One car stops, that other car is coming up beside them in the other lane. They don't stop, and now we got a T-bone in the middle of the intersection. So don't try to be courteous in those circumstances. Slow down, make sure it's clear, proceed on through. Those people facing the red light are just going to have to wait until it's clear, but don't create another potential accident, because our accident possibilities increase dramatically at that point, because the signals aren't working. And we've spoken before about how flustered people get just at a four-way stop sign. Yeah, and so this is even worse when, you know, people that are used to going down Jackson Street at 30 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden they see a yellow flashing light, they go into nervous mode. So if the signal's not working at all, treat it as a stop sign. Everybody has to stop. If it's flashing yellow, treat it as a yield sign. Slow down, make sure it's clear, and proceed through the intersection. If it's a red flashing, stop. And like I say, if you got a yellow, don't be courteous. Go on through, because you're creating a much greater danger if you try to stop and wave someone across, not knowing what those other vehicles are going to do. And normally we would not put an officer out at that intersection, because the lights are doing what they're supposed to, and drivers are supposed to do what they're doing. You know, we talked before about how many traffic signals we have in Tullahoma. I don't know if you recall, but we've got 19 traffic signals. If every one of them went out, there's no way the police department could man every one of those.
And that could happen.
And it could very well happen, or half the town, you know. And you know, that's why they go to flash, so that drivers have to obey that signal and do what's called for, because we're going to have other things going on.
The pet of the week this week at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter is a beagle named Prissy. She entered the shelter as a stray and is approximately 2 years old. Prissy gets along well with other dogs and children. She's had some of her vaccinations and will receive a free spay provided by the Tullahoma Animal Shelter. Be sure to check out this shelter on Facebook for upcoming events and fundraisers. Remember, you can help support your local shelter by adopting, donating, or volunteering. For more details, contact Teresa at 454-9580. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter is located at 942 Maplewood Avenue.
The Coffee County Humane Society featured pet this week is Nugget. Nugget is a Beagle Lab mix who has been at the shelter a long time and needs a forever home. The shelter also has many other dogs available for adoption at 1210 Oakdale Street in Manchester. Hours of operation at the shelter are 7:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. The shelter's phone number is 723-2 2730. Donations for animal care can be made to the Coffee County Humane Society in P.O. Box 252. Their website is www.coffeehumane.org.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
Tired of paying for monthly telephone service, expensive long-distance bills, and all those crazy taxes? Are you sick of spending money on telephone equipment, maintenance contracts, and service calls, all for a phone system that shackles you to 100-year-old technology and your desk? Stop it. It's time to ship your phone system to the cloud. What can the cloud do for you? Bring together remote offices, workers, and employees in the field. Make sure that you'll never miss calls by delivering them to multiple devices. Modernize faxing by allowing multiple faxes to be sent and received at once, and deliver to email. Get your voicemail messages instantly through email too, and take advantage of an endless supply of customizable features. Host My Calls can deliver the cloud. All of this technology with low upfront costs and not 1 penny in capital expense. It's time for a phone solution you'll truly love from Host My Calls. Call the number below.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1929 at 87 degrees. The record low was in 1968 at 19 degrees. Average high on this day is 65 and the average low is 40. Showers are in your forecast for tonight with a low of around 41 expected. Partly cloudy weather on Friday with a high of 59 and a low of 37, and a 40% chance of storms in your forecast for Saturday with a high of 70 and a low of 50. And that's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
And from all of us on Newsleader 6, wishes you and your families a wonderful Easter weekend. Thank you.